Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just to trick me, trick me, trick me, trick me. 'Cause baby girl, you are so easy, baby. The only reason that I can do tonight is 'cause I know you were invited. The only reason that this dress is getting tight is 'cause I thought that you would like it. I'm only gone for this.
This is Jessica Javens Talk, and today I have an amazing person calling all the way from South Carolina. I love that state, by the way. And I'm over here in Indianapolis. Love Indianapolis. What a great combination. But guess what? This person is here today because he has a story to share that will definitely inspire you to keep growing and seeing that the power within you is far greater than your circumstances. I like to invite today a double podcaster and a person in law enforcement, Ernest Miller. Welcome to Jessica Javens Talk. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Shout out to my boy Andre. I Am Beast Network. Love everything you guys got going on.
Yes, a lot going on. There's a lot of movements and good ones, which is in time for everything that we've been going through, especially here in the country. So tell us a little bit, talking back about the last 15 years of law enforcement. Let's talk about that, because you shared with me earlier, Ernest, that you were not the kind of person like, oh, I want to be a cop or I want to be in law enforcement. You didn't have that desire initially in you, but what is it that made that decision?
Yeah, what made me want to get into law enforcement, like you said earlier, I wasn't a typical guy growing up. Hey man, I want to be the police, fireman, none of that. I always thought I'm going to be a sports broadcaster, or I'll be in the NFL somewhere in sports or entertainment. That was always my passion growing up. But a situation happened to me in Jacksonville, Florida, where, me and my brother got pulled over. We were just leaving the gym, drinking a bottle of water. Me and my brother got pulled over, and the officer told me that, we fit the description of armed robbery that just occurred. So, we didn't have, we complied with everything, but I just didn't like how we was being treated. A bunch of officers surrounding us, yank us out the car. We complying. We not giving no attitudes, what they want to do, search the vehicle. Pat us down, hem us up on in the front of the car. I just told my brother, I could see he was getting upset. I told him to relax. And it was just craziness. It was just madness. Then he ended up charging me with no seatbelt. You stopped me for one thing, but then you charged me for not having a seatbelt. You told me I fit the description when you didn't find nothing. But now you hit me with a seatbelt citation, which is cool. I fought it in court. Another incident happened a couple of years after that, where I got pulled over with no headlights. One of my headlights was out, and then find out that my license was suspended. I didn't know it at the time. It was suspended. I paid the ticket, but the DMV didn't show that they didn't pay it. So I got a citation. I was pissed about that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm like, for me to go in, I have to be the change. I got to go in and be the change. I don't have a record. I don't have no criminal past or anything. So let me go and apply to some of these police department jobs and go in and be the change. I know I can make a difference. Everything I experienced with these law enforcement officers, I know I can make a difference in somebody else's life. Like now, if I arrest you, we're gonna have an educational. When I'm taking you to jail, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna spit some game to you. I'm gonna let you know, hey, this ain't the end of the world. But, hey man, change your life. Let's make this the last time you sitting in the front of my car and I'm taking you to jail. Let's make this the first and last time. I'm not judging you because I understand people make mistakes. And that's why I think God brought me to get in law enforcement, to be that change.
I love that, Ernest. That's amazing that you have that attitude. And you could have anchored this experience in any other way. Most people probably did not want to take that life course just because of an experience like that. They might have just decided to go on social media and complain about it. You know what I'm saying? Or something else. The easiest thing to do is to play the blame game, and to point fingers and somehow try to feel better about it because you're putting other people down. But you didn't do that. Now you're honoring the position that you chose, and you're making the difference. And my gosh, I never even thought about having a good experience being arrested. This is incredible. Really. I've never even heard of this. And the fact that you do this with the people that you have to take in, I think it blows their mind, and it softens maybe their heart to really the discipline that they're about to go through. You know what I'm saying? They might accept it better and learn their lesson better because of that difference that you made. That's incredible that you took that initiative. Now, when you started in this first 15 years, it wasn't easy either, right? Like, tell us a little bit about it. How did it go by?
Can you repeat that, Jessica? I didn't hear what you said. You went out.
Sure. The first few years of this career that you were in wasn't easy. They gave you a hard time. Tell us about that.
Mhm. Can't hear anything.
When you started this career 15 years ago, Ernest, how difficult was it in the beginning? What kind of a hard time did the people give you?
Man, so when I first started, I started in the detention center working 3 years. And I seen, you know how, you know that old saying, you think you got it bad, someone got it worse than you.
Oh, yeah.
You see people in the lowest times of their life working at a detention center. I had a young man, I got two stories for that. Young man hang himself. I guess he was being charged. You know, detention center, they pretty much sit in the jail before they go to prison. So they waiting on their time. The guy got his time. He hung himself, wrote a note to his grandmother apologizing. Another situation I never forget. I forgot the young man's name, but he starved himself for a year. Died on Father's Day 2015. I still remember that day too. Still remember that. So, yeah. So that made me more sympathetic to people. I don't judge, even though, now depending on the crime, I'm going to judge you, but I don't judge everybody that go to jail. Everybody got a story. I'm going to be honest with you. I know everybody say they're innocent, but once you talk to them, everybody got a story on the reasoning. They're in there. It could be a slip up. Everybody make mistakes. But that made me stop judging people and really listen to people instead of just judging them in a situation. That was one benefit I got out of out of working at the detention center. Working at the police department, I learned I'm a more community person. I enjoy talking to you than writing a ticket. I know I got to write you a ticket, but I enjoy talking to you more. You know, trying to figure out how can we rectify this situation. You know, so we don't have to be here again. So I realize I'm more of a community person when I was at the police department. Highway patrol is a different animal. You work in more collisions, but you see a lot more deaths, in my opinion, working collisions. And it doesn't bother me until I see a young child laying. It doesn't bother me till I see a young child laying face down from a collision from a negligent parent. That really affects me right there.
That's rough.
But all in all, I love it. I love it. I'm glad God got me into this career here. I feel like
That's great. That's great.
I'm sorry.
No, and it's funny because it wasn't initially something that you loved, but it is now because you kind of in a way found your purpose in how you can make a difference, right? That's incredible. Let me ask you a more personal question. How has this experience, Ernest, affected your personal life?
It doesn't. Well, I say this. I am more aware in my surroundings when I'm off duty. If I go to the movie theater with my family, I got to sit at the edge of the movie theater, just in case something happened. If I'm at a restaurant, I got to make sure I'm sitting with my back towards the wall. I got to be looking at the entrance of the restaurant. So it keeps my head on the swivel.
I see. But is that something stressful for you?
It is, but I'm also a personal trainer and I also work out a lot. So that's how I take my stress out. I go to the gym. I do my podcasting. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't indulge in none of that stuff. This is my way how I release the stress from the job. I tell young officers, man, find something to do off duty, man. Don't make law enforcement your life. You got a life outside of this. It's 25 years and it's done. It's a wrap. Don't make this your life. Figure out something you love to do. If you like to go hunting, like to go shooting, work out, play bowling, race cars, whatever, do something. Get your mind off law enforcement because, bro, it's going to stress you out. It's going to send you to an early grave. It's a lot of stuff that normal people don't see that we'll see. And we take that stuff in. So find the outlet. And I got that outlet.
I'm so happy to hear that all of your outlets are super healthy. That's so important, especially if you have a stressful job, such as what you have to see sometimes, things that nobody wants to really see.
Right.
And I'm so happy because it is so easy for us to go towards an unhealthy thing to do to compensate. And easy things, right? It could be over drinking, it could be drugs, it could be hanging out with the wrong people, wrong crowd, or whatever it is. And without realizing that instead of doing good for us to recuperate, it just feeds into the bad. It doesn't resolve anything. And you doing what you're doing right now is actually the best way possible to balance that in your life. Yesterday, I interviewed a producer, an independent producer, and I love that he said that he's very good in creating movies and plays and so forth. But when he stops the work, instead of him going to see what other producers are doing, he completely disconnects and he goes do something completely different that has nothing to do with his work so he can just chill, relax, and have fun and all of that. And I love it. And it's hard for people sometimes. And I'll tell you, especially for women or women who are a mother, for them to disconnect and honor themselves so they are their better self. You know what I'm saying? I struggled with that for years. Like I would not do anything for myself because I felt guilty. I'm like, no, I have to be with my kids. No matter how much I did for them, I always felt guilty. And that was my problem. I had to learn to kind of see things the way that you're portraying right now. So I really appreciate that you're sharing this. Now let's pivot into your podcast. So tell me about the first one first that you started to create. What is it about and your why?
So the Miller Experience is pretty much where we had up close and personal conversation with people that I admire that's doing big things in the community or whatever they got going on. We talk about, I had celebrities like Reggie Wright Jr. from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, Marcus Dupree. If you're an NFL fan, Najee Davenport played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Green Bay Packers.
Oh, cool.
Anybody. I even had senators. My cousin, he's a senator. I had him on the show. I had city councilmen on my show. We talk about politics and everything. It's just not sports or just what's going on in pop culture. We talk about everything. I'm interested in anything. I may not be able to talk about it, but I'm going to learn something about it.
There you go.
My reason why I wanted to start a podcast is because I originally went to school for communication. So I felt like this is my true calling here. And the pandemic was a gift and a curse. It was a curse because nobody had nothing going on. It was a gift because everybody started doing podcasts and it was a way to connect with everyone in a safe way. And that's when I started doing a podcast during the pandemic. And I was like, man, this is pretty cool. It's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? This back in 2020. We still going strong 2025, baby, and more.
Congratulations, man. So cool. So what's the name of that podcast?
It's called The Miller Experience. Now, I have another show coming up. This will be my second one doing it, called Spouse Talk. It's my wife and a couple of my friends and their spouses, and we get together and just pick topics where we're going to discuss on relationships and give people advice on the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever in relationships. Right.
I want to watch
That's going to be November 8th.
You have to tell me when that. That's so cool. I love that. That's awesome.
I will.
This is going to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
on YouTube.
I will send
Is it
you.
on
I will
YouTube?
send you the link when we done. I seen the link from the first one we did 2 years ago.
And
Yeah, it's
is
on
it?
YouTube.
Can
It's
we
on my
find
YouTube
that on
channel.
YouTube? Awesome. Very good. Now tell us about
Yes, ma'am. It's on YouTube. Just click. Just excuse me. Go to the Miller Experience on YouTube. Go. I'm sorry.
Awesome. And tell us now, let's go ahead and talk about the other podcast, your newest one coming up, which I was very happy to watch. I think it's the coolest thing ever. Tell us a little bit about that other podcast, the name, who's in it, and your why.
So the Black Shield is a powerful platform that gives listeners a real unfiltered look into the lives and challenges and experience of law enforcement and community leaders. We bridging from law enforcement to the community. We pretty much just trying to have honest, meaningful conversations on things that we do. We got my boy Rasheed Lifer out of Atlanta. Andre Ewan out of Cincinnati. He just retired. Shout out to my boy. Andre is going to be going ham on that show. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And myself out of South Carolina. The reason why we wanted to have this show was we're talking about real stories like serving and sacrificing that we have to do in the communities. And, you know, a lot of other podcasts, they talk about the issues, but we actually lived it. So that's why we want to pretty much just tell the people, like, hey, we want to put them on game on things to do and things not to do. Different laws. I'm going to tell you the law in South Carolina. Rasheed going to tell you the law in Atlanta. And Andre going to tell you the law in Cincinnati. We're not here to take sides. We're here to save lives.
I love it. I'm so excited to see the next ones, and I can't wait until everybody can actually see the production, the three of them together, the dynamics of it, and the topics that you're diving in. It's like applicable to everybody. It is so cool. And I hope, you know, one thing that I would really like to see is you guys kind of like welcoming some questions to come out from your fans, so that way you guys can cover that on future episodes. You know what I'm saying? Because I have like tons of questions.
Jessica, I want to say this too.
Yeah.
I want to say this too, Jessica. During the show, man, hey, shout out to Rasheed, shout out to Andre Hume, and also Andre Crate for coming up with the show. But man, doing the show was so therapeutic to me, man. Like, I didn't realize till we started talking about it out loud how much I want to get off my chest.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah. Tell me more about that. Tell me more, because we all have this inside of us, something in there, and sometimes we don't find out until we allow ourselves to open up. So tell me how it was for you.
So like I tell everybody, right? Everybody go through something in life. Everybody need to talk to somebody, but you don't want to tell if you're married or you got, you know, a guy, girl, whatever, you don't want to tell them certain things because you don't want to seem weak. And it's just certain things I didn't want to tell my wife. I knew she wouldn't understand. And you know, just coming on the show and talking to other brothers that's in the same career that I'm in, and we talking basically about the same things that I'm going through, that they go through and how they handle it. It was just therapeutic, man. So like, I always say somebody need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, who does the counselor, who does the therapist talk to for their mental health?
There you go.
So this right here was like a mental health for me. Like I didn't realize I didn't need it. Me and Andre and Rasheed talk after the show, and I was like, dang, dude. And they agree, because they say the same thing. Like, this is something that we really needed, man. I hope the people really see it and they love it. Guys, you guys won't be disappointed watching the show, man. I promise you. There's nothing like this on TV. I'm telling you, there's nothing like it.
I know.
Like it.
It's so awesome. And the fact that you guys just bringing yourself like that, you know, you're not at work, you're not in duty. You want people to know. And at the same time, you're opening up. This is something like everybody benefits from. Everybody.
Right.
So I want to thank you guys for being creative and being open and courageous to actually do that. you know, and especially I think sometimes for men, it's hard because you're holding that pride and you have a position of authority. So for you to show
Right.
any vulnerability is not easy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree.
So
I agree.
I'm so proud of you guys, and I can't wait for everybody to watch it. And whoever's watching this show right now, please make sure that you share it with everybody else, because not only Ernest Miller is inspiring us here right now with some of the tips, of course, with my questions, but once you get to see his show, you're going to see so many other things that you don't even expect, and I'm sure that you're going to benefit with it yourself too.
Right.
So why the name Black Shield?
I mean, because we're three brothers wearing the shield. I think it's perfect, self-explanatory.
I agree. I agree. It's super clear. Yeah, like your first podcast is carrying your name, right? Miller.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Like mine
The
is
Miller
carrying
Experience.
right. So
Right.
it's not that clear. And I agree with you. Black Shield is genius.
Right.
How did the three of you get to know each other?
Through Andre. Andre called me, connected me through, I believe, a good mutual friend of ours, Alan. Alan connected me with Andre to come on Andre's show. So when Andre interviewed me, he liked my story. He called me a few weeks later, said, "Hey man, I got a couple other brothers that's in law enforcement, and we came up with this show called The Black Shield." So actually, you probably got to ask Andre that question, because he actually came up with it.
I just had to agree with it,
But,
you know. Get it?
Yeah, right. But I met up first time I meet him. We'll talk on the phone and text message. But first time I met him when we did the show. But watching the show, you would never know. You would think we knew each other for years.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, because I wasn't sure about this. That's why I'm asking you this question, and I'm sure people want to know, like, how'd you guys get together? You're all in different states. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you spilled the beans, but you're right. Nobody can tell when they're watching you guys talking. It's absolutely incredible. I love it.
Right.
Even the
we talk every day now.
You do? Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It is to have true, meaningful, good connections. This is so incredible. A person who's isolating themselves or setting themselves lower and hanging out and spending time with people who are not adding anything to their lives, many times pulling them down, will never, ever create the opportunities that you can't even imagine when you have the right connections. When you have people with that higher, good, positive vibes, whatever you want to call it, energy, vision, all of that attracts more of that. And this is a message I also want people to get from this episode, Ernest, is because you're like that. You've been doing that, and it's just showing and flourishing on the results and the things that you've been achieving in your life. And this is my mission too, is for people to love their life. And one of the key ingredients of that is who you're with, who is guiding you, who's inspiring you, who is supporting you, who is engaging, who is there by your side, you know, and you're surrounded by people like that because you made that decision. So kudos to you. And thank you so much for doing and making that difference. If I ever, I don't have any plans, but if I ever get arrested, I'm going to have them call you.
Hey, give him a call. I'm hooked. I got you. I'm going to be like, let her go.
Now.
Good peoples, let her go.
Oh my God. This is so much fun. So much fun. Okay. So as we're wrapping up, just before I ask you the last question, Ernest, for our episode today, I just want to make mention really brief that this show is produced by the IamBeastNetwork.com and Andre the Beast Creighton, and brought by Forever Living. As you can see, the aloe vera bottles there are pure aloe vera juice that changed my wellness. And Purium is my daily superfoods, which is a lifestyle transformation company with superfoods. And also the wine bar in Fort Lauderdale, the newest one called Through the Vine. So these are my producers and supporters, and I wanted to make sure I honored them. So now going back to our last question, Ernest, If you had one day, your last chance to share something powerful to people who are listening here all around the world, what would be that last message that you would like to leave the world with?
Follow your heart. Don't let nobody steer you away. Whatever you thinking you can do, you can do. Just because somebody else can't think it and they don't see it, don't mean it's not possible. It's totally possible. I remember in high school, my teacher, I remember his name, Mr. Austin. If I have a production company, Dre, you help me out with this, I'm going to call him Mr. Austin Productions, because I want this guy to remember me for the rest of his life. He told me, when I told him I was going to college, he laughed in my face and told me, "You going to college? Yeah, you're going to be pushing a mop for the rest of your life." True story. This is what man told me.
You're kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I'm not kidding. His name is Mr. Austin. I don't know his first name, but he's my English teacher, my senior year in high school. I don't know why he told me that. I made A's and B's. I don't know why he told me that. But the man told me that. And fast forward now, look at me now. So,
I'm
Mr.
so
Austin.
happy that you did not believe that.
Right. No. I laughed. I laughed when he told me that. But I never told my aunt. I never told my mother. I never told my family about it. I just kept that. Even when I left school, I still kept that. I still kept that in my heart. I'm not going to prove this man wrong. I mean, right. I'm not going to prove him right. So what I can just tell anybody, look, follow your heart, follow your dreams. Hey, we live in America, baby. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Anything.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so powerful. And I feel it inside of my heart so deeply with that message, Ernest, because for many decades in my life, I thought that following that or a dream was basically believing in a fantasy. And I pushed it aside for so long. So for me to come now to the other side and look back and see the contrast and understand finally what that means, it is so freeing, so joyful, so amazing. And it affected everything in my life, my relationships, my body, my health. You know what I'm saying? My decisions in the life that I'm living today. So what you said there is key for us to be able to start taking the actions needed to love life completely. Congratulations on your shows. Congratulations on everything that you conquered. And I was privileged to have you in my show today. So thank you so much for coming. And if you're watching with us, thank you for being here. You can make a difference too by making sure you're sharing this and subscribing to the channel and checking out his new podcast and the one that he's been developing already with all of those incredible other people that he interviewed. So make sure you do that. This is Jessica Javens, and this show is Jessica Javens Talk.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Females made you just touching me,